Welcome to the 28th Community Debate Podcast, a very special podcast, a Worst of the Year edition podcast. Today we have Queen of Salt.
Hello.
We have Ryanne.
Hello.
And we have Hedge as well.
Hi.
And we will also be having Rochella maybe someday. Who knows? Maybe. So, as I said, is the Worst of the Year podcast. So we're going to go review the year, but review the bad things of the year. Because I think as John Oliver has put it lightly, fuck 2016. I think we could all agree on something, is that fuck 2016.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been a pretty fucking shitty year.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's been a good year personally, but, in the general scheme of things, I feel like everyone is like, fuck 2016.
Yeah.
Terrible.
You know what they say? It's always going to go downhill.
But that's
It's all
the thing.
downhill from here, folks.
That's the thing. When there is a dip, there always has to be a rise, right? Is that how that saying goes?
I'd like to believe that.
It might not be how it goes.
But I think I got the general point across.
Yeah, I'd say so.
So a little housekeeping stuff. Star Wars is coming out Thursday night.
Ooh. So
everyone obviously excited for that. So, John Badams, resident Star Wars expert and Byte Finds games extraordinaire. Me, him, Mark, Brian are doing a review cast before the podcast on Sunday. So, if anyone else wishes to join, you're more than welcome to. I'm probably going to cap it off at 6 people. So, if you wish to join, make sure to PM or ping me if you're going to see it before Sunday. But we're going to be doing a review before, at least before the weekend's end. So that should be fun. We talk about Star Wars, Rogue One. Can't wait. And yes, Terrace, it will have spoilers. But the first 15 minutes, well, what I like to do with spoiler casts is that, or with review casts, is that the first 15 minutes or first 10 minutes will be non-spoilers. So we kind of just, say, hey, this is what this movie's about. So, yeah. So I think to get started, I'm going to go over the general things of the year. So, probably, let's start off with worst movie of the year. I think that's an easy target. I think we can all agree on worst movie of the year.
I don't know.
I haven't watched that many movies to actually tell you what's the worst movie of the year.
Yeah. I mean, I know a few. Like, I don't think there's. I don't know. I think.
I'm sorry?
I was thinking. I guess, like, I don't want to say it's the worst, but probably my most disappointed was. Like, I expected more from it was Suicide Squad, but
Suicide Squad?
I wasn't mad about it. Like, I did not enjoy watching it. I wasn't like, hey, I want to get out of the theater, but I expected more.
For me, definitely it was Suicide Squad. Like, it was an abomination of a movie, in my opinion. Obviously.
Yeah.
In my opinion, it was an abomination of a movie. Like, there was no clear storyline. I mean, the whole movie was basically a meme.
Yeah.
In a sense, like.
Well, the fucking scene with the dude who died immediately. What was his name? The guy who could climb anything. Started fucking in a span of 10 seconds. Was like, all right, I'm gonna escape. Started climbing. His head blows off. That was the point where the movie. I was just like, well, this isn't gonna be.
Well, that's at the point where they tried to make the MacGuffin a real thing.
Yeah, I can see that.
So,
but,
it's just, I don't know.
Actually,
I mean, It's just, I mean, I understand your point of saying it's not the worst movie, and obviously people are not trying to go out and see the worst movie of the year, so it's going to be kind of tough. And it's easy to attack Suicide Squad because a lot of people saw it and a lot of people didn't like it. But like, I can't fight like with Batman vs Superman, which people will say that's might be a candidate for worst movie of the year. There's little bits and pieces of Batman vs Superman that I really liked. Like I don't want to spoil it for people who want to watch it, but I think I enjoyed some parts of it. Of course, the whole wasn't a great thing, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Some parts. I mean, I remember I just joined Discord at that time when Batman vs Superman came out. Literally, I think at the time, I mean, I wouldn't stop talking about it. I mean, Mark can call me out on this, I think, or whoever was part of the OG crew back in the day. And literally, I mean, all I did was talk about comics and comic book stuff. So, but yeah, what do you guys think on worst movie of the year?
Yeah, that was my answer. Well, actually, I'm actually gonna change my answer because I was just reminded of Ghostbusters.
You think Ghostbusters was terrible?
I fucking hated that movie.
Really, it was that bad? I mean, I never saw it because I don't care about Ghostbusters, so I was just like...
It's not like the best reason. It was nostalgia. It was just it changed. It's like when you do a reboot, usually they try to stay close to source material and try to go towards what the original movie tried to achieve. But it seems like in the new Ghostbusters, it seems like it was a cash grab. They just wanted the money from this. They were making a movie and they thought, hey, we'll make way more money if we use the Ghostbusters name. Because like there were parts I'll say that made me laugh and chuckle, but like overall, it wasn't. I didn't think it was a quality movie. I really didn't think it was worth paying the money to go see it.
Mm-hmm. And I think Independence Day as well. A lot of people. I didn't see that because I don't know. I just didn't want Independence Day 1 to be ruined for me. Because welcome to Earth.
Yeah, basically. Well, wasn't it called like Resurgence or something?
Yeah,
I never saw.
Mm-hmm.
I never saw too much about it, other than the fact that people were like, "Oh."
I think that was actually. I think that and Suicide Squad is considered the 2 worst movies of the year.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I was saying. Well, I mean, this year in general, like box office wise. Movies in general this year, I think, I mean, there's been, like, gleaming good movies, and, like, I think all the really good movies this year, the only good movies this year has been Civil War, Deadpool, and then just a bunch of, the rest are indie movies. Like, I mean, I really think that there hasn't been a good blockbuster film this year.
No,
I mean, Zootopia was good, I know there's other movies that were really good. And we're obviously, I mean, we're not at the end of the year, so we can't really.
Yeah, fucking, like as you said earlier, Star Wars could pull a complete like left field punch and be the best movie of the year. Or the worst. It could
totally just be a shit show.
Yeah.
What
are you saying, Saul?
Oh yeah, I was saying it could definitely be the worst. I have no idea with the Star Wars stuff because I'm not a nerd like you guys, but...
Oh... That was
actually, you know what?
Nerd.
You know what could be terrible that we probably don't know? Assassin's Creed could be just god awful.
I didn't know. I actually did not know that was coming out until like 2 days ago.
Yeah, it's going against Star Wars. I feel so bad.
Yeah, there's no way it's competing. And I mean, and as time has shown, movies based off of games haven't been.
I don't know, but I feel like Assassin's Creed. They don't have to. I mean, it doesn't have to be about a video game. That's the thing. It's like Assassin's Creed's an okay story, and you can adapt it, and it'd be fine. Yeah,
I feel like the direction they're going, I feel like it could be okay. But with game or movie adaptations of games, I usually keep my expectations pretty low. Like Warcraft, I saw, which wasn't bad, but it wasn't like anything amazing. And the Hitman movie, that movie wasn't very good.
That wasn't this year, was it?
It might have been early, like maybe January, but I could be very wrong. Wait, wow, never mind, my mistake. That's 2007. I just saw it for the first time this year.
No, Hitman. There was a new
Wow.
Hitman. There was a new Hitman movie recently.
Oh, let me
Hitman. It was called a Hitman Agent 47 or something like that.
That came out late 2015.
15, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that movie, the Agent 47 is one I saw. I wasn't thoroughly impressed with it. I felt like they really tried to do too much of the game story. Like they tried to incorporate too much of that into a movie, whereas it works way better as a game.
Yeah. So, moving on from movies, we're gonna go to TV shows. The worst TV show of the year, in my opinion, was of what I've watched, not just some random thing. Probably is Luke Cage. Luke Cage is probably the worst TV show of the year.
Really?
Yeah. People really like it. I found nothing redeemable about that TV show.
I to be fair, I still haven't seen it, but I thought like how people saw it was probably not there with Daredevil or Jessica Jones, but I heard it was a good contender. But it's interesting to see like a different view on it.
I mean it's cool that they have this. They have the African American side to it, and there was a lot of hip hop like things going on with it. I thought that was awesome, great. It's just that the story was terrible. The story was so bad. Like maybe it's because Luke Cage is just a bad character, and once this podcast comes out, you're gonna see Chocolate Dog come saying, "No, BCD hates black people." It's not true. It's not true at all. It's not true.
Yeah, I think I agree with the Luke Cage because I tried watching it tried watching it after Jessica Jones because it was like, oh yeah, there's a character from there. I could not get into that at all after
Jessica Jones. Like people really don't like Jessica Jones. I really like Jessica Jones. Jessica Jones is really cool.
It's a great one.
Yeah, they talked about mental disorders and stuff like that. And so, like, that was really cool. I thought it was really cool. It was about a broken woman trying to, like, put her pieces back together. That was awesome.
Man, I feel like I should check that out. I'm guilty of not even finishing Daredevil season 2. But
I mean, Daredevil season 2 is not that amazing either. But
I think I just entered the Punisher arc. But
I heard that David Tennant was really good in in Jessica Jones.
Yes, he was. He was very good. He's a very attractive male.
He's in that?
Oh yes.
he's the main villain, right?
Are you? What?
Yeah, he's in Jessica Jones. How'd you not know this? It was like one of the main things from Jessica Jones.
I didn't know that. I might actually have to watch that now. Holy shit! Yeah. I love David Tennant.
And
who doesn't love him?
Another Doctor Who thing in the new show, The Queen, which is a fantastic show, an actual good show. Matt Smith, who was a doctor.
Ooh.
He is in that. He plays the prince. He plays Prince, the guy who marries Queen Elizabeth. Forget his name.
Oh wow!
So he's he's in that. And so yeah, Luke Cage to me was the worst. Like I finished it somehow because I feel like I was trying to prove something at some point. I don't know why. But I couldn't find anything redeemable at that TV show.
You racist.
I'm racist. Hedge, you fine. How about instead of just, following a crowd, how about you share an opinion for once, okay? You share an opinion.
Oh, shit.
I was on a call with my parents, so I'm sorry I wasn't listening.
No, it's fine. We're on worst TV show.
Oh, worst TV shows? Arrow.
Arrow?
after Arrow. After season 1, amazing. Season 2, season 3 and on was just like, fuck this, man.
So worst TV show of this year is Arrow, you would say?
This year?
Do seasons count?
I mean, yeah. Hold on. Let me see if there was an Arrow season this season. I'm not sure.
There was one, wasn't there?
I remember hearing about it.
Yeah, it's still going on.
I know.
So yeah, you would say Arrow probably worst TV show this year?
Yeah, I'd go Arrow.
You'd go Arrow. So, fun fact. So Vulture Slayer, humble leader of RT. Not many people know this. She is actually one of the moderators on the r/arrow subreddit.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yep.
Yes.
Huh.
Yeah. So everyone, actually, you know what? We're gonna do this, and I want everyone to go into RT Discord. I want you to go to Free Talk. I want you to go to Free Talk. I want you to @Vulture and say Vulture. Say @Vulture. Arrow is a great show. I just want everyone to do that.
TD, you do know that Vulture is in the voice chat right now, and she's listening.
Oh, she is.
Hello.
Oh no! Oh no!
The plan's been foiled.
Oh no! Okay.
I think someone sold us out.
I think so too.
Which one of you was it?
Everyone. Bye.
Come. So it's yeah. So Arrow. So sorry, Vulture. I apologize in advance. She used to be a huge fan of Arrow, and now she's one of. I will say, she is easily one of Arrow's biggest critics, even though she still has a diehard love for it. But she is still one of Arrow. So she's not blinded by faith. I will say that. But yeah, and if Hedge, I appreciate you sharing your opinion. Queen Salt,
I'm sorry, I've gone for a bit.
No, don't worry about it. Queen Salt, what do you think was the worst show of the year?
Honestly, I haven't really watched like any new shows this year and to catch up on old shows, but I did try to watch Luke Cage, like I said before. I fell asleep during the first episode. I literally fell asleep. I could not at all get into that. And yeah, I really think that would actually be the worst because I didn't even like think of it when you said the worst TV show. I just completely blocked it from my mind. It was a bad memory. I agree.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, I don't know. Maybe we've come there's been so much comic book stuff that we expect to be amazed every time, but it's just like nothing happened on that show, and like until they until they found something to like actually hurt Luke Cage, spoilers that they find something to hurt Luke Cage. It's just like there's nothing that happens of consequence. Just nothing happens. I don't know. It's whatever. It's the most whatever show of all time. So moving on from worst TV show. Where should we go from here? Worst TV show to what? Probably
worst video game of the year.
Yeah, probably worst video game.
I think I know what we're all gonna agree on.
No, okay. Everyone's gonna say No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky. Probably you're right. Not the best. I'd say most disappointing game of the year.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say it's worst like game. I'd just say disappointing. Like you said.
I would say yeah. I think people are too quick to like throw the hand again. You know, people like to be mob. There's a mob mentality on the internet. I just don't. I don't think it was that. It was. I mean, people say the thing was Suicide Squad, but I just don't think it was that terrible.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was a terrible game. Like if you sold it for $20, I think it would have been a decent game. Everyone would have liked it. But with everyone, like you said, it's a mob mentality. They sold the game for $60. They promised too much. Everyone was just disappointed, and they were all like, "Fuck you, No Man's Sky sucks." That's it.
I mean, if you want me to be honest, I think the worst game of the year this year was the Star Fox game.
I was gonna say that actually. I was gonna bring that up as a counterpoint.
I don't know. I haven't played any Star Fox games.
I understand. Star Fox Zero is like one of the. I mean, it feels like they just remastered it to an extent. They just. Yeah. I mean, I guess that's what people wanted, but it didn't feel like Star Fox at all. It just didn't do anything. It didn't do anything for me. I don't know. I think
It seemed.
I'm a
seemed-
huge Nintendo fan, so I mean, I'm almost blinded by faith at that with Nintendo, but I just couldn't handle it.
I was fortunate. My friend is the biggest Nintendo fan one of the biggest Nintendo fans I've ever met. So he bought it day one. He played Star Wars not Star Wars, Star Fox hundreds of times. So I went to his house to try it out, and of the few hours that I did play, and I have played Star Fox 1, the original, so many times, and I have played the shitty shooter one that they made for the GameCube. I've played that too.
Star Fox Assault, great game. Love that game. I'm one of the only person that likes that game. I love Star Fox Assault.
I just like after playing Star Fox, I feel like they just went a bit too far too quickly with it. I think it could have been like one of the best Star Fox games out there had they not jumped the gun on the new style of gameplay. But that's not the topic. Star Fox Zero was like a gimmick. I think they took too much of the Wii U interface and tried to make something like, oh, this is the Wii U Star Fox, instead of making an actual quality Star Fox game. And even like the entire like, oh, the mechanic of landing and having the running ability that the legs on your ship. I thought that was
Who
just
gives
another
a shit
gimmick.
about that? Yeah, who gives a
Yeah.
shit about that?
I just want to fly. I want Star Fox. I want Falco. I want Slippy Toad, and I want Peppy Hair all with me, just flying through the skies, not on that gimmicky bullshit shooting people.
Mhm.
Multiple different branching paths, which I'm pretty sure those are still in the game. I didn't get that far, but like, it just seemed like just one big gimmick meant to sell the game. Like, it just meant to sell the name.
Yeah. And you could tell they didn't care.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There wasn't the love put into it like there was with Star Fox
Mhm.
original game.
Talking about something else, just moving on from Star Fox, what a travesty. I mean, I'm adding another game to worst of the games of the year, because there were a lot of bad ones, surprising. A lot of bad AAA ones this year, I feel like. The Game Awards. We talked about the Game Awards last week. And dear God, that last podcast, Jesus. The Game Awards, they gave the best fighting game of the year, 2016, to Street Fighter V. And you can make a case for Street Fighter V being the worst game of the year.
I haven't
Honestly,
really seen much on it.
The game
Yeah.
came out very broken. I will say that. And it didn't have a story mode at launch, which was like, that's a big issue for me.
I think I heard about that.
And it's just, there were like, you can't fight offline. Like, you can't co-op. Or not co-op. You can't couch versus someone. You can't offline versus someone. It's
Really?
like, yeah.
That's one of the biggest features. That's the reason. Like, that's a big reason why people buy those style of fighting games, is because you can sit on a couch with your friend and beat the shit.
I know.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. Obviously, I think Star Fox Zero is the worst game of the year, but Street Fighter V, because it didn't have anything.
Like,
Street Fighter V, you can't mess up that gameplay. That's the thing. It's like,
yeah.
But because they didn't have enough for a game, I can't. It makes it a terrible game.
Also, didn't they like try to sell like some of the characters off as DLC or something like that?
Yeah, they've done a lot of microtransactions as well.
It really irks me when like a game series that has been continuous and had multiple different sequels of around the same thing start removing things that were from the base, things that made them that game. Like Halo 5, for example, took out couch co-op. That was one of the biggest things about Halo that people loved. And the fact that they just removed it in favor of making online multiplayer the main point of it really bothered me. And same with the Street Fighter thing. You can't take out one of the core aspects of your game like that, especially since your game was built off of that. Like, the original Street Fighters weren't online. They were couch co-op. People went to each other's houses to play the game, and they still do with that type of game. If I play Mortal Kombat, I'm going to my friend's house to do it. I'm not going to play it online, because that's not the experience.
Wait. Does Street Fighter, like, did the old Street Fighter games even have a story to it?
Yeah.
Yeah, to an extent. Yeah, they had a single player mode to them. Yeah. Heck, there's a whole TV show. They made a TV show based on the story.
I mean, even like the spin-off sequels, Marvel vs. fighter. Those had somewhat of a story.
Yeah. So I mean, shout out to the new Marvel vs. Capcom game. I'm very excited for that. That's gonna be interesting.
I'm pretty excited for that too. Is it a remaster or is it just a brand
No,
new?
no, it's brand new. So they're probably
Alright.
not gonna have any X-Men, which sucks. But I'm fine with it because I think X-Men is like one of the most overrated things.
I have to agree on that. I've never been a fan of X-Men besides
Probably
like Wolverine.
we probably forgot about a movie, X-Men Apocalypse. Not so great. I mean, I don't think it was an average movie. I don't think. I mean, obviously, I'm probably over proportionate.
But the trailer looked good. Like, I didn't watch the movie. I didn't
Trailer
watch
did
it,
look good.
but the
trailer did look good. I enjoyed it. They did a good job on the trailer. They got me interested, that's for sure. They got me in the seat.
So I guess it didn't live up to expectations?
Nah, not really. I mean, that was their, like, this is the big moment, and it didn't feel like it. Like, you know what I mean, Hedge? It's like, this was their big
Yeah, I get what you mean.
thing.
Like, it looks good, but they just let you down.
Yeah.
You go in and you're expecting so much.
Or maybe just Apocalypse just doesn't work because he's just so overpowered and his powers don't make sense.
That's what I don't like when there's a villain who's like all powerful like that. I guess that's a part of Luke Cage. From what I could tell is that he's unfightable, like unbeatable, and that's my problem with Superman and why he's my least favorite superhero, because he's too strong.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Rock being your weakness isn't enough. Like it doesn't seem like there's anything to him.
Mm-hmm.
Batman has, his parents are dead. He has issues. He has never coped with that. He has the Joker exploiting that, Scarecrow, all of these different villains exploiting his one weakness or multiple weaknesses that all correlate and work well together. Whereas Superman's just like, oh, shiny green rock. Oh, I can't do it. I can't fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a huge fan of DC Comics, and I think the first 10 podcasts where a topic was all DC Comics. I think Hedge can attest to this.
But Ryan, like, if you want a good Superman comic, like, I know you're not a huge fan, and I'm not a huge fan of him too, but you should try reading Superman Earth 1. That's pretty good. That gives you a realistic take on Superman.
I'll give it a shot.
And American Alien by Max Landis.
I did like him. I guess this is a pretty like normal comic, but I did like him in Injustice, in that comic arc. I really enjoyed his character in that. But with the movie Superman, like I more so watch the movies and read the comics. And movie Superman's been the same forever. It doesn't seem like he's changed as a character in any movie. And even in Batman vs. Superman, he just felt like the same old bland Superman. In Man of Steel, same old bland Superman.
Yeah.
Like,
but that's what people expect. That's what people expect when they get Superman, right?
Yeah.
So.
Can I like contribute my thing real quick for the worst game, because we kind of got off topic there.
Yeah. Sorry.
As some people mentioned it before in the chat over here, I really think, in my own opinion, for someone who lives in a small town, Pokemon Go was the absolute worst. I live in this really small town. Like, it's not like tiny, but there's a good like few like amount of people there. But it was absolutely the most boring thing. I'm not an avid Pokemon fan. I never played the games before, but I wanted to try this because it was all the hype and stuff. Like, I don't know if anybody else who lives in a small town would agree, but like there was nothing to do. There's like only a few gyms. It was terrible.
No, I got you. Like, I have a few friends living in small towns, and they'd have to come to the city to actually like get to use a Pokestop or something like that.
Yep.
And there was usually like no Pokemon in small towns too, like any good Pokemons too.
Man, my area was. I live in a small town, but like
how do we get people to Pokemon Go to the polls?
God.
I was into it for a week, and then what ruined it for me is Niantic wanting to they're doing their best to kill their own game.
Yeah, for sure.
And
they were shit. They were shit.
I suffered through all the Pidgeys, the Weedles, and the Rattatas, because occasionally I'd get like a Wigglytuff, fucking 300, 400 CP. That was amazing to me. I'd get that occasionally. Charmanders were decently abundant, and then all of a sudden Niantic just said, fuck our players, am I right? Let's just destroy our game. and they're still doing it. I guess people who don't play a lot, there's not a lot of news about it. It's like vocal, but they partnered it since they removed the tracker. They've made a new tracker. From what I understand, is related to the Pokestops. So you go towards the Pokestops and you start finding the things that are surrounding it, and it'll say what's surrounding it, what's nearby. And then just recently, they partnered up with Sprint and Starbucks and made every 7,800 Starbucks locations Pokestops. And all it feels like is they just want people to go to fucking Starbucks. It's just a big promotion now.
Yeah. Well, it's a augmented. What's the thing? AMG.
Augmented reality.
No,
right?
No. It's like it's like an advertising thing. Augmented something. RNG? No.
No, that's
ARNG or ARG.
Augmented reality game.
Yeah, alternate reality game, right?
Yeah. It's become that. It's become an alternate reality game. Yeah. So I mean, Pokemon Go is fun for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I still have it. I think I still have it on my phone.
I think I do too, but I rooted my phone recently for.
I downloaded.
Pardon?
I was gonna say I downloaded mine ironically because I said Pokemon. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? I'm gonna download it and laugh at it.
Oh god, no! I got it, but I played it for like a week or two. But then, I couldn't be bothered running around trying to find the Pokemon. Like I remember, people like John and Mark would just literally drive throughout their towns trying to catch a Pokemon, and I was just like, "Fuck that! I'm too lazy."
That's when I realized I have to walk everywhere. It's just like it sucked for that reason alone, because I had friends who did it and we all did it together, and then there were days where we'd be like, all right, let's go do it. Oh, they didn't show up. All right, I'm in the middle of town by myself. I guess I'm just gonna walk around by myself for 4 hours looking at my phone, and it just got to the point where it took up too much time. I felt like I was doing nothing essentially outside, and I don't like feeling like I'm doing nothing outside because it's the point of going outside.
What's the point of going outside? Amen, brother.
Yeah, I mean, when you could stay in your room,
yeah.
Why leave? Why leave?
You can, if you want to, you can spoof your location, and you can be anywhere on the map without having to leave your desk. To me, that's wonderful. But I rooted my phone, and they locked me out of it. I can't play the game anymore on my phone because they say that it won't allow me. So
I wonder why.
They specifically set things in place to stop people who have jailbroken and rooted phones to play their goddamn game. It's like, Niantic, please. You're segregating people who want to use the thing they paid for as they want to. Because for whatever fucking reason. Maybe they're being paid off, who knows? I don't know.
They're a bunch of assholes, that's why. Niantic didn't even hire a community manager when they made the fucking game. They knew the game was going to be a hit. And they didn't hire a community manager to talk to the people.
I love reading Reddit threads about that because they made another game before that similar to Pokemon Go.
That did well.
It has more support than Pokemon Go did at first, and it even had a community manager. They didn't learn from their fucking mistakes because the same things happened with that game, and then they thought, oh, we're gonna need a community manager. Pokemon Go, they forgot about it. They forgot all of what they learned. I think I might actually be able to agree with you on that being one of the worst. Just overall, how they've driven it to the ground, that's, and the small town aspect of it too. How they completely ignore people in small towns in favor of big cities.
So I think we should move on to probably one of the most popular topics. I think that definitely Queen is excited for. Worst meme of the year.
I planned for this.
Brian, no, shut the fuck up. Harambe was the best meme.
No, that's my answer.
No, fuck you guys. Harambe was the best.
Harambe is the worst.
No, I hate all of you guys.
It's a tie between Harambe and We Are Number One. Those are both so bad.
We Are Number One.
What's We Are Number One?
It was driven. It's driven into the ground. It's so dead. They're both dead memes that people are beating. It's a beaten horse.
Dude, We Are Number One is the best meme.
It's such a good. Are you a hater of B movie memes too?
Yes, because they're so
Oh
bad.
no! Get out of here! I don't
See-
appreciate you anymore.
Look, I haven't heard about the VR number one meme. Like, this is the first time.
It's the
I'm hearing
lazy
about it.
town
It's-
meme.
And
Yeah.
no, it was good. Like the thing is, they were good memes at the start, and then they were driven into the ground. It's so like everyone got a hold of them, and they were like, "Oh, we're video." There's a man. I'm not gonna plug his channel because he doesn't deserve it. There's a man who posts 5 or 6 weird number one videos every day with alternate things. It's like, oh, weird number one, but every time he says number one, it speeds up and Hitler appears, and it's stupid. It's bad.
It's
to
the
stop.
best. It's
Internet,
the best.
stop it.
Isn't that the best part about memes though? Is that they take a life of their own and just like becomes this fucking stupid shit.
It's the best. I'd like to say though, as a serious topic here, I don't really like I liked it at first, the bone up the teeth where they're all like misspelling stuff and you can't even understand. Like I liked it at first, but there's literally like they just drove it out of proportion, in my own opinion.
Bone apple tea.
Man, I could go on about like every meme this year.
Memes are great, guys.
They're
Yeah,
great.
memes are
I
good.
love them. But
Yeah.
there's like, all right, okay, here I'll bring it around. Maybe we can all agree on this one. The fucking Super Bowl puppy monkey baby. That was bad. Everyone has to agree on
Oh,
that.
I remember that one. That creeped me out.
It was
that,
weird.
That creeped me out.
That was Doritos wanting to force a meme, or Mountain Dew wanting to force a meme. Same thing, but they. But
That just creeped me out.
Puppy monkey baby. No, you know what? That's what I'm gonna say. Puppy monkey baby was the worst meme of the year. I agree because they tried to make it a thing and they didn't. I think that's. I think yes. Therefore, that's the worst meme of the year, right there. My opinion, that's the worst meme of the year.
everyone saw right through what they were doing too.
Exactly.
It was amazing.
They were trying to make a meme and it didn't work out. So thank God. So actually, the worst meme of the year never even turned into a meme. So therefore, I win. Therefore, I win.
Fair enough. Yeah. But that being said, Harambe is the fucking worst.
Harambe. I feel like Harambe.
No, Harambe was the best. He died for your sins, Ryan.
He died for your goddamn sins, Ryan.
Let the gorilla die as a meme.
No,
No.
let's let Ryan die, okay? You started off okay, but then you were driven into the ground, okay? Get out.
Hey, I accept that. I do accept that. Man.
What's the worst? So Queen, you think it's the worst meme was the Apple Bon Appetit one?
Bon appetit.
Surprise! I thought you were gonna do the Dimmadab. The Dimmadab was the worst meme.
Well, that's not really a meme, like really widespread. It's just your guys' terrible sense of humor.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah. You don't like the Beam movie or we are number one. You have no right to
I'm
speak.
Doug Dimmadome from the Dimsdale Dimmadome.
I like this Ryan guy. He just fucking spatted out a Dimmadome speech right here. Jesus Christ!
Chad, go. Look at Chad go. Come on, I need more of them. Hey, damn it. Ruined it. No, that's... Wait. Terrible sense of humor. Like, I feel like that's a bigger meme than you're, like, making it seem like it's not. I feel like that's a big thing now.
Welcome to I fucking love Doug Dimmadome. Doug
so
fucking
good.
Dimmadome. He's dabbing on your bitches. He's stealing your bitches and he dabs on them.
He dabbed before it was cool.
Exactly. What was it? 2005 dabs.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck
Goddamn
yeah.
Fairly Odd Parents. Great show. It was way ahead of its time.
Way ahead of its time.
That's where the meme started, and then it just like it took a bit, but it's pulled through. It's pulled to the top.
Dude,
This is why I'm not friends with any of you.
Now I want to know what Hedge
That
is.
hurt.
What's your worst meme, Hedge? What's your least favorite meme?
I love all memes.
I love all
Okay.
memes.
I fucking love memes.
Yeah, but
No,
you have
no,
to have
here.
one. There was
You know,
one that you
honestly, like,
hated.
I'm honestly okay. The meme that kind of annoyed me the bed was the PAPP, the thing, the pineapple pen thing.
Pineapple
fuck
pen.
That was the worst. No, that was actually the worst.
Like that was just weird. Like I was just like, wow, it's not funny. It's just creepy.
That's another case of like trying to force a meme.
No,
That's
that
so
was not
stupid.
forcing a meme. That guy actually made a song.
Wait, really? Is there more to what he did? Because it just seemed like he knew, hey, I'm gonna say some
No,
weird
that was a
things.
song. That was just like a short Japanese song. That's what it was. That was all it was. And people, and that was just a funny fucking song.
I don't know whether you guys heard about this, but the Dallas Mavericks made a video of Dirk Nowitzki dancing to PPAP and like doing all that shit.
Yeah. Well, during the extra life stream, one of the stretch goals was to have them have us watch PPAP. I was like, what the fuck?
And
I
then they
have
did
a pen.
No.
I have pineapple.
No,
Pineapple
pen.
pen.
I found myself like peeling an apple today and thinking that I wanted to. I wanted to drive the peeler into my temple.
Yes. Of course. Of course.
Absolutely hated that meme.
That meme just creeped me out.
Dude. I mean, okay. So, a retraction by me. I know, amazing. A retraction by me. I don't know. You guys are kind of new to this. So, a while back, a couple podcasts, like 10 podcasts ago, I think, I had a monologue. It was a necessary monologue. And this was before I was born again. I had a monologue about why memes are the worst things on planet Earth.
God damn.
I had a monologue. It was a solid 10 or 15 minutes of memes talking about how terrible memes were.
I can understand because I have a friend who hasn't seen. I'm assuming you said you've seen them.
So, but our hero has returned. Our meme hero, Vendetta. He's been gone for a while with exams and such. And he introduced me to a bright light in the meme world.
I think it's called YouTube Haiku, r/YouTube Haiku.
r/YouTube Haiku brought out the meme lord out of me. And
oh god.
Oh boy. r/YouTube Haiku just imagine like meeting Jesus Christ and becoming Christian again. You know what I mean? Like YouTube Haiku brought something out of me that I didn't know. I didn't know what I had. I became a memer. a memer.
I'm glad like that's brought up because I actually just found that stuff. In my personal Discord, my friends will post videos like that constantly, and I'm like, where do you get these? I scour. I have spent like hours on YouTube in the dark depths of YouTube. Like I go full cow chop style, where I will look up like a phrase and I go sort by new, and I'll try to find the new best thing. And they just have this resource where they can get everything they ever wanted, and it's amazing. I understand it's an enlightening experience.
It was the most amazing thing. It's just, I mean, I don't know. It was just like, I hated. No, honestly, I hated, and I kind of still do hate memes that are pictures. But now that they're on YouTube, they're the best thing on planet Earth. YouTube Haiku just like are amazing.
I feel that like
I know because I hated all the because I thought what a meme was basically an advice animal.
Animal.
Yeah, that was what I thought memes were. It's like this is stupid. This is retarded. I hate this. Yeah. And
also, if you want more memes, basically me_IRL.
That's not really. Is that memes though?
It's memes. It's full of like memes. Depressed. No.
Oh yeah.
Great. They have great memes, bruh. You don't get it.
They have great memes, bruh. That's the Queen. You gotta message me tomorrow. That's the title of the show. They got great memes, bruh.
They have the best.
Let me just write this down.
It's scribbling. They have the best memes. In all honesty, Go ahead.
I found some good memes like in like the RT Discord. There's been some pretty good memes lately.
Dude, well, that's because Vendetta is the king of memes. He's the king of memes.
Most of them are me IRL, me_IRL. We just I go then I like spam copy paste all the time.
I've used it rarely, but like my Discord, it's nothing but UQ Haiku Night.
Yeah,
It used to be like copy pastas that we'd
Oh
find,
my
but now
God.
it's like it's actual
Oh
quality.
God!
It's
Don't talk about copy pasta. Once I found a Spanish version of the "I am a soldier" copy pasta and just spammed it for so long.
we. For a while, the chat was riddled with the Navy SEAL copy pasta, but different variations of it being played through TTS. Those were the dark days. Those were before everyone was enlightened.
Can we also
Before everyone was done, like,
can we do a quick appreciation of green text? Green
Yeah,
text.
I'm getting back into those.
what's that? I'm on. I've never heard of it.
Green
It's like
texts are basically like they cut out something that was like 4chan was like
Mhm.
that was on 4chan,
Mhm.
and it's the best thing ever. Green like I think that's where Shrek is Love, Shrek is Life was
Oh,
born.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
My favorite meme.
My
God
favorite,
damn no.
the best. I think that's a meme Hall of Fame. Shrek is Love, Shrek is Life, because they
It has to be.
literally cannot think of Shrek in the same way ever again.
No,
Mhm.
that's crazy. Like that was just like a kids movie. That's where
No,
My per-
before whenever that came out, like 2013, 2014, I think, or whatever. It was 2 or 3 years ago. I can't think of Shrek in the same way besides plowing someone's asshole. That's
Yeah,
how I
it's like
think of Shrek.
when I watch like Shrek with children,
They don't
I'm
know
just like, oh, I can't do this.
they don't know
know
the
the truth. I
truth.
hope they never know. I hope they never know the truth
They don't
because
know the
now they'd be
truth of
sitting in
Shrek.
they'd be sitting in my spot thinking, I'd read a story about Shrek fucking a kid. I read that, and now that's all I can think about when I see Shrek. I don't want them to go through that. Kids don't need that, man.
They don't need that.
They don't need that kind of responsibility.
They don't want to live our broken lives.
If you ever want to like spend like a good hour,
Mhm.
maybe half an hour reading a green text story that is just fucking incredible. It's
Mhm.
called Google Ultron, and it's
Mhm.
stories from an IT tech who knew nothing about IT and just pretended to get his job. It is
Amazing.
one of the best things to have ever come out of 4chan.
Mhm.
I
4chan
assume he
does
got the
have
job.
4chan does have its fair share of
Yeah.
weird and wonderful things.
Yeah.
That's why I stick mostly to like
Reddit.
finding green texts by themselves and like
Yeah.
on the 4chan subreddit before it went, now it's not as good, but I would stick to that because going to 4chan and going to like B or one of the others
Mhm.
sometimes doesn't end how you want it to.
I guess so.
Yeah, I remember I read something on. It wasn't 4chan, but it was like a Chinese version of 4chan, and I read something. It was just, oof, oh, I read some weird shit, man.
Yeah, that's the funny thing about the internet is there's a whole nother side of it that we don't want to see.
Man, that just sounds really weird. That just sounds terrible. Oh man, that just sounds depressing. Okay, so I think that's a year in general overview. What do you guys want to talk? I started with Queen. What do you want to talk about specifically? Relating to yourself, probably one like worst of the year or like your topic, so to speak.
For me, I was gonna talk about the thing that wants to talk about, but I'll like change something else. One of the things that really hit me hard. This was the beginning of the year, the second week, January 14th. Alan Rickman's death really hit me. It's a really bad thing for me because of how much Harry Potter was a part of my childhood. And like I loved the movies, even though I never watched through all of them because I was a kid. Like it really kind of hit me, and it really made me upset. Not only the fact that he died, but like everyone else's reactions. I really hated how they would always say "Rip" like Severus Snape because Alan Rickman's a completely different person from that. He did charity work. He did all these other movies, but everybody just kind of said he was just Severus Snape, and I know he was really famous for that, but it made me angry.
He was
He
was
was
more
one of the-
than that.
He was one of the goddamn best villains of any action movie of all time. Die Hard,
Galaxy Quest?
Galaxy Quest, anything Alan Rickman was in, he dominated.
No,
See,
the
I
guy's
think
a
the only
legend. for
movie
sure.
I watched Alan Rickman in was Harry Potter. I haven't watched him in anything.
No, I mean, I
You gotta-
think he was an introduction. I mean, Harry Potter was obviously an introduction, but because of Harry Potter, he grew into such a much bigger character in real life.
Yeah, he like reading stories about him and like how his others' reactions with him. He just seemed like such a genuine human being.
Nice person, yeah.
One of the
Despite-
real people of Hollywood.
Yeah, and it's funny as being one of the nicest people, yet always usually playing the villains.
A fun fact about Alan Rickman: in both 2009 and 2010, he was ranked on the 100 Sexiest Stars by Empire, both times for the male of the top 100 sexiest stars.
The dude aged like fine
Well.
cheese.
Yes.
He looks the same. He looked the same as he did back in the '80s when he did Die Hard. And to me, that was like his peak. That was when I was just like, oh, I would
You would
love-
plow that asshole.
I would make love to Alan Rickman.
You would make love to sweet Alec Rickman.
Oh God.
Very attractive man.
My
And-
Patronus, my Patronus is rising. I don't
Just
know
re-
anything about Harry Potter, so
Just replace Alan Rickman with Shrek and me with the kid in that story, and you pretty much got it.
oh my,
God.
oh my. Okay, moving
Ryan, don't
on.
destroy Harry Potter. Harry Potter was one of my favorite stories as I grew up. Please don't.
Moving on, Ryan. What personally worst of 2016?
Fucking again, second week of January, my idol of all time, the person I aspire to be like and have always respected, David Bowie passed away.
Yep.
That was probably, I mean, I've had a lot of like, there's been death in the year of like personal family, but that I think probably hit me a bit harder than it should have. I aspire to be like David Bowie and how he presented himself more towards the later age of like very respected and vocal individual and just a all-around good person. But I also aspire to, because I play the guitar, I'm a musician, and I aspire to play like him and try to not copy his style, but like emulate it the best I can. Like, I have a goddamn painting of David Bowie on my wall. That's how dedicated I am. And it may sound like an obsession, but it's something I just have admired for maybe 10 years now. Like since I first heard Space Oddity at 8 years old. And he's been my of every band that I've ever liked, every musician, I usually taper off and stop listening to them after a while and just kind of forget about him for a bit. But David Bowie has been 10 solid years of like listening and analyzing his music, every album. So that was definitely my personal like worst moment of 2016.
Yeah, he was a star. I mean, that guy was like a. I mean, you know how. I mean, he was a special little snowflake. That's for sure.
He like I forgot to mention he was such an influence on modern music, and people like him were such influences. The entire like late 60s and 70s defined music today, and I find that to be amazing.
I mean, with music, I've been listening to a lot of music recently because music is such an inspiration to my work and stuff like that. That, you know, we've seen a 70s resurgence. That's the right word, resurgence. A 70s like disco slash R&B type music in the 70s that is coming through a resurgence, and you know that's thanks to people like David Bowie and like Marvin Gaye and all that stuff. It's he is very inspirational.
How he portrayed himself in like the 70s, 80s allowed for people who were ashamed to be themselves to finally feel comfortable, and I think that's amazing.
No, for sure. Hedge?
Yeah, so there's some of you might have heard it, like I know Queen has heard of it, but there was a soccer club in Brazil. Excuse me for my pronunciation. I don't know how to pronounce the team's name properly, but they're called Chapecoense, and they were pretty much the Leicester City of Brazil. They came up from the lower leagues a few years ago. They got into the top league in Brazil. Mm-hmm. They played in they were going to play in the final of the second biggest cup competition in the whole of South America. And if they won that, they would get a place in the in the best tournament ever. But when they took the flight to go play in the finals, their flight crashed midway, and I think almost all the players who were on the plane died.
Almost all of them.
Yeah, almost all of them. And as a soccer fan, that really it hit me hard because I love soccer, and seeing something like this happen. And then today I read an article that said one of the survivors from the plane crash, he was a player too. He woke up and he asked the doctors how the match against the opposing team went and what happened to him during the match to make him so wounded. So he literally has no idea. He has no idea what happened, and none of the doctors have told him yet what's happened because they don't know what it do to his psyche. So it's sad.
That
Oh.
No.
But things, the club's amazing. Like the Brazilian FA, the Football Association, offered them and said, you guys won't be relegated for the next 3 years. You don't have to worry about that. But they turned it down. They were like, we're not getting special treatment just because we lost all our players. So everyone's just like, damn, there's so much support for the team, and the team's just been amazing during this hard time.
that's insanely tragic.
No, it's very.
And the thing is, they lost all their like best players. They lost 90% of their best players. So it's just gonna hit them hard.
Yeah, there were only a few of them who weren't on the plane at the time. There were actual players. There were 77 people on the plane. A lot of reporters, because they ended up having to take a more public commercial flight. 71 out of 77 people died like immediately from the crash. There were 4 people who didn't die immediately, like that were on the team. 3 of them ended up alive, and they're all in intensive. They were all in intensive care after it. One of them, I think, had to have one or both of their legs amputated afterwards, which is terrible because that completely ruins what they could possibly be doing. And it was just really sad because of everybody's reactions on like the news Reddit posts about it.
Mm-hmm.
It was just
The only one of the nicest things that happened out of that whole this thing is the team they were supposed to play, Atletico Nacional, they gave them the final. They forfeited it and said that the team that crashed were the ones who should have won it, and they gave them that the prize money and the trophy and all that too. And another thing happened. The coach's son also played for the team, so he was supposed to be on the plane too. But he forgot to bring his passport, so he couldn't fly that day, and he was planning on flying the next day. And he's one of the survivors.
No, it's tough. Definitely, it's very sad to see that. They were going to the finals, and they were gonna go be in a competition,
and it's pretty much a comparison would be they went to the Europa League BCD, and if they won, they would have gone to the Champions League, pretty much like that.
No. That's That's not how the Copa Nacional works.
I think they were in the Copa Sudamerica, I think.
Yeah, sorry, the Copa Sudamerica is the Champions League.
I thought it was the Copa Libertadores.
No, that's they're Copa. It's confusing. The Copa Libertadores is North America and South America club teams.
Okay.
The Copa Sudamerica is just the South American club teams.
Mm-hmm.
But that's besides the point.
Yeah.
Obviously, terrible to see. That's I remember seeing that and I was heartbroken because one of my favorite soccer team in the world is Boca Juniors, and they're part of that. And as a fan of Boca Juniors, I've definitely felt sympathy for them.
Mm-hmm.
It's terrible what happened to them, and I hope the team makes a recovery from this somehow. I don't know how, but people pull through.
And I've heard that the other Brazilian teams are planning on players to the team, and they won't have to pay the salaries of the players too. So it'll be like they pretty much get free players for a year.
It's definitely
tragedy.
Yeah, true.
They were a really well-loved team too, because they was said before, they were underdogs. They rose to the first division in a very short amount of time, and everybody loved them, even if they weren't fans. It was just
they pretty much were like the Leicester City of Brazil.
Everyone loves an underdog, that's for sure. And it's just sad to see that happen to them. Now, personally, probably moving on from that, probably personally worst thing happened to me this year. uh I took a I'm not many people, well, actually plenty of people know this. I took a job to I work in the commercial industry in a sense. Um I lived in Richmond my whole life. My friends, family, all that stuff live in Richmond. And I and I you know, I've been doing this commercial job for 3 or 4 years, and it's tough. Um and the they promoted me this past summer, and they said, "Hey, you should go out to LA, go to our trailer to go work on movie trailers and game trailers and stuff like that." And I'm like, yeah, yeah, okay, for sure, I'll do that.
Okay.
So I moved to LA in July.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely the hardest thing for me this year was leaving my friends and family. They're all back on the East Coast.
Mm-hmm.
But this is what you got to do. You got to move on with your life, but
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I
and
mean,
you got to follow your dreams. But I'm going back home for Christmas on the 15th or 16th. Um, but nothing. I mean, I didn't expect it to be. I thought it was like, finally, I'm away from my family and I'm all alone. It's like a restart button. Yeah, no, absolutely not. Because I lived in Richmond for 22 years.
Mm-hmm.
My whole life, I've had my family around me at some point.
Mm-hmm.
that's
So within my mother has been within walking distance with me for 22 years. I mean,
So what do you mean is like at least one?
like she's like like when I lived in Richmond, I literally 15-20 minute walk. It'd take me to get to my mom's house. So now we're quite a plane ride away. So
Mm-hmm.
definitely that's probably one of the hardest things for me this year.
Mm-hmm.
Tito, can I just ask this real quick? How have you been taking being separated from Caroline's mom for so long?
Caroline's mom, that's so hard.
No.
She's so nice, you know what I mean? She bakes really good apple pies.
Yeah. No, but I get what you mean. Like I totally understand how you like
yeah.
you're so far away from your parents, you like family, you barely see them. So I totally get that.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, at least we're fortunate enough. Everyone's fortunate enough in that situation that we're at the point where it is a flight away, but it's also like
it's a flight
communication.
away.
There's a thing, yeah. You can
Communication
use
is like it
Skype or
used to
something.
be.
Yeah. You have something like Skype or something that you can always talk.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know.
and
I know that.
I know, but not
Like,
having
and
that physical, like that, she's there with me, like kind of thing, because she's the
she's your
patriarch of
best friend, kind of a
she's
thing.
the patriarch of the family, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. No, I totally understand what you mean because I totally get you, and you know why.
I know you understand because you're a fucking country away.
Yeah, but more like a bunch of countries away, but yeah. So I get it, but did you try to say something, Ryan?
Oh no, sorry.
I think we can end it here. I think it's a nice, depressing ending.
And I think that's the best way to end the worst
Is
of
that?
the year, a very depressive way.
Yeah.
Because then we could end the best things of the year in a very
Next year.
happy
Yeah, the next
What?
week is going to be
Alright.
a much better podcast. best of the year podcast. But before the best of the year podcast, we will be doing our Star Wars review cast, which I'm very
Alright.
excited about. We haven't done one since Civil War, but I'm very interested to see how Star Wars is going to be and how it will rank within the best of movies of the year. So
all I know about it is that James Earl Jones is reprising his role of Darth Vader.
That's all we can ask for, right?
That's all I need. The only sad part is the little guy in R2D2 suit. They're gonna have to get a new one.
Well, is R2D2 going to be in the movie? That's a question.
Yeah, he should be, because how it leads up is in A New Hope, in the very beginning, R2D2 gives Princess Leia the Death Star plans, and then the movie progresses. I think how Rogue One is, because it's the prequel of how they got the Death Star plans. I think it's probably going to lead up to that moment, and then they're probably just going to show footage of that happening.
Yeah, I was talking to my mom's boyfriend.
Oh, I gotta retract myself. I pissed off Brian. Yes, Leia gives R2 the plans. My mistake. My complete error. I'm a terrible fan. All right.
Terrible fan.
Sorry.
So I was talking to my mom's boyfriend today, and I was saying, because he enjoys Star Wars, but he's not into the minutia of it and all. And he was saying, I was telling him, "Are you excited about Star Wars?" He was like, "Oh yeah, Star Wars is coming out." He's like, it's about how they get it's Rogue One something. And I was like, "Yeah. Have you ever wondered how they got the plans to destroy the Death Star?" And he said, "No, absolutely not." And I was like, "Well, okay then." He's like, "I'll probably enjoy it anyway." I was like, "All right, well, okay."
Yeah, I don't know if I ever actually thought of that either.
I honestly, I have. First time I saw New Hope, I was like, how do they know this? How do they know these things?
Yeah, I bet it's gonna be a pretty wild ride, and what I love about it, and I love what I'm already excited for, is it's not it's always been a Luke Leia type story. They've always been very apparent in each movie. In the prequels, it was Anakin. It was always the Skywalker films. This is entirely new, and that makes me it's a whole
and we're
new cast
back
of
to the
characters.
old school, not old school, but we're back to the OG stuff.
Yeah, and it can get to the point where it can be a completely new story. That if it ends well, they'll be like, oh, we'll branch this out. And that's what I'm most excited for.
Star Wars is just meh to me. I've never found it. It's a nice thing. It's nice to go and watch, but it's not the greatest thing ever. People make it out to be.
Yeah, for me, I had a good experience when 7 came out, because my dad saw New Hope when it first came out with his dad, and I got to go do that with my father. That was fucking awesome. And I'm gonna get to go see Darth Vader with my father, as he saw him for the first time. That's crazy. That's probably one of the craziest things this year for me. It's just no one ever thought Star Wars was gonna come back like that. They thought, oh, the prequels killed everything. Nope, came back stronger than ever.
All right. Well, any final thoughts? My final thought: fuck 2016.
And fuck Harambe.
No, fuck you. Harambe died for your sons. Just accept that.
No, he was a gorilla.
It's possibly the worst.
The worst. All right. Bye, everyone.
See ya.
Bye.